There's someone that's very, very young and goes into a marriage and has kids when they're like 18, 19, 20. A year into the relationship, it gets really, really abusive. Even though it might be rare from what you guys think,
It is. Go on.
if it would happen, what would you recommend for those people? Would they divorce, or do you want them to keep going in the relationship?
Keep going.
You can't divorce, and that's not a real thing.
Even though it might be like physically abusive?
You got to endure. People are too.
You want to stick in the
People
relationship?
are
as
just.
opposed to-
I mean, look,
people
I'm gonna be
nowadays
honest.
are just.
For anyone
Situation.
that might be in that situation, what would you recommend?
Okay,
Do you think
endure.
that-
I'll tell
would
you
they
what.
give
I'll,
up
I'll tell you
divorce?
what.
Endure.
It is such an extreme example that I can't give a prescription for what other people should do.
What about if two people get married, they have a kid, and then the wife starts cheating? Do you think they should divorce?
Absolutely. Jesus himself said in cases of adultery, divorce is
So you think that
permissible.
divorce is worse than physical abuse?
For the
Or
children,
cheating, sorry. You think that
Cheating is
cheating is
worse
worse
than
than physical
physical
abuse?
for the
Sorry.
children, yes.
Absolutely
I think I'm not going to
no,
say this is
divorce-
worse. or
divorce
that. I
is
mean,
worse for the
I
children.
already-
So own up to being a piece of
No, so ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be about the guy in the blue suit. Let me know what you think is endured to you. So before we start, we have a bunch of people over here. The guy on the left believe, hey, trauma is good for men if they grow out of it. Most of the ladies agree with the same point of view, like, hey, everybody's gonna have some trauma. You just have to grow and go forward and bada beam, bada boom. And then the guy in the blue seems to have a different opinion because he lives in Japan and women are more feminine there.
MLD, last take.
I don't want a traumatized woman in my life. I don't want any history of trauma. I've dealt with those kind of fucking nutbags, and I don't ever want to deal with it ever again. I want to deal with a normal, mentally stable, healthy woman. So,
You think you're normal? Exactly.
in what sense?
Well, do you think you have healthy habits?
Yeah,
You do?
yeah.
Weren't you the same one who like fat shamed me like last week or so?
I don't
You
know.
think that's normal from a man, from a stranger to fat shame somebody?
I don't remember. Did I call you fat?
Okay.
Don't do that. You know where you were in the chat. You knew you were in the chat. Don't do that on camera.
I don't know.
Don't do that.
Don't do
know,
what?
you
that,
you have a
MLD, because
strange
you
way
were
of,
in
like-
the chat with your checkmark name doing that.
What was I
own
saying?
Up, listen, it's okay if you want to do those things, but
Yeah.
own up to what you do.
What was I saying?
I mean, women are apparently like CEO of not taking accountability, but I mean, I guess you should change your pronouns because I'd say you're kind of in the same bracket when it comes to that.
All right, I'll get right on that.
And that's not masculine energy.
Just
masculine energy
High
owns
value
up
men. Remember, I told you
to
that.
what
Don't
they
call people
say.
horse either.
I'm just saying. I mean, women can't handle criticism. I took that like a champ. That's fine. I'll take that. But I think you yourself as a man should probably work on that instead of saying that I don't want to traumatize women, because it definitely shows
I
that
don't
you
want
have.
to. I don't want to traumatize women.
We don't want to traumatize men either. That's the thing. So
Okay.
that's why it's easier to go to Japan and find the konnichiwa type of girl, because they're not going to debate with you. That's the problem.
That's right. They're just robotic female slaves in Japan. They have no personalities.
It
They just
shows.
say konnichiwa.
Yeah, sumi-san, all that shit that you like. It's evident that you're used to women who don't check you when you're being irrational
Thanks.
and way out of place.
Thanks for the whole synopsis on the 37 years of my
It
life.
shows.
You've,
Well,
you've
age
arrived
really
here
doesn't
in the
mean to
hour
a
and
lot of
half.
people. It shows. Like, you could be, my grandma's 80 years old and still drives like shit. It doesn't matter how old you are. So I would have to say, you sound like somebody who really looks down on women with the way that, I mean, you even made a whole hit piece on that. I think that's weird.
I didn't make a hit piece on her.
This guy, you should really change your pronouns, because I could see that's not your best trait to actually.
You still have to take in consideration maybe why in that video he might have said that, maybe she said something in that video and he might have a good opinion. But it's more like you said a comment. I don't remember all the comments I've said, but at least tell me on which video I've said it. I've been told people have been telling me you have fat shamed specific group. I'm like, when? Where? What time span? Did I mean it? Was it about a video about a specific thing that I totally disagree with and that's why I've said it? So I'm not gonna own up to something that I'm not sure why. But then again, he is also denying it and he doesn't even ask the question like, you need to provide me more info.
And I think that's really disgusting.
Why don't you sit in your masculine energy and maybe just apologize for what you...
No, it's not a masculine energy at all if you mean what you said. That's a totally different thing and it's a nice and it's honest, but I need to apologize for something I actually know what the heck is happening, but okay.
you said? I think that that's very masculine. I think that's a great way, because I feel like, number one, in a war, everyone thinks they're right?
Yes.
So I think that right now is a great opportunity for you to show that men can be masculine and have feelings and can also regress and think back about what they said. Maybe in the moment you said it because you got excited or whatever, and you were just in this phase of yours, but I think sitting here in front of her, you're talking about that you want this wife and this submissive person and all of this, but where's your respect towards women?
Yes.
And don't you run like an entire male empowerment thing? Like I think that's important that people look up to you. And you know what's funny? I actually subscribed to you prior to you doing that. And I thought that was so out of pocket. And I was like, wow, like people like you, respectfully to anyone that's listening. This is why I stepped out of the red pill space, because you guys are so quick to demonize women in the West. But mind you, all of these girls have been working since we were old enough to work. A lot of us have to retire our families. But instead of people seeing that, you guys demonize women for masculine traits when we're also working just like you. And I don't expect respect, but like there was no beef and it was so unnecessary. And I think that's accountability that some people should take, but to each their own.
Yes.
Just saying.
So what are you upset that I called you fat?
This is upset. This is upset.
Clearly.
This is addressing.
Well,
and
why
I think
don't
it's
you want to
important
own up to
address.
what you said, though? Why
What
are you
was it? What was
denying?
it that was said?
And if anything, we're kind of built the same, which is funny, dude. We're like, I mean, come on, man. You can't be sitting there acting like we're like, oh, and I'm like, dude, honestly, that's so out of pocket in so many ways.
Well, how about but, I mean, I think the conversation was over.
Why
What was it that was said?
But he said something and then you extended. And that's why many times I don't respond until people clarify exactly what I said, bada beam, bada boom.
This.
Yeah.
This came out of left field, but I don't know. I'm like tuned in right now. Like,
Yeah,
I didn't know
let
this was
him
happening on my show, but here we
Let him
go.
own up to what was
Here we go.
said and let him clear the
So
room.
all
If
good.
we misinterpreted,
Ladies,
I mean, he is at fault for it, but I think he should also be like, yo, what do you mean? Can you be more specific?
hold on.
if we didn't
All right.
understand, let him
So
clear the air.
I'm
Producer.
guys, let me just host the show for a second. You're upset because why?
I think that, listen, criticism, sure, but be real and own up to whatever mistake you make. Because again, you are
Okay.
leading whatever
What
group
did
you
I
are.
say? What is so upsetting? I don't know. I don't get it. Why didn't you
Is
talk
this-
to
is
me?
You
Is
don't
this
know
chick
what
supposed
you
to be
do?
attractive?
Why
You
didn't
do all
you-
this content and you comment all these things, but you don't remember what you do.
What did he say? What did you talk to me? So it may be because I believe sometimes when you go to these shows, I understand they just sent you there for an invitation and you might meet your enemy and they're already live.
Why didn't you talk to me?
Maybe they met each other as if they could have talked about it, but they were like, no, this is good content. Let's go. Value entertainment.
But you have all the comments to be made.
No, it's okay. I'll just endure this like I should in an abusive relationship.
Endure can be this. Endure can be back and forth. But surprisingly, on the internet, everybody assumes it is the worst of the worst. It's kind of weird that everybody assumes it's a one-on-one battle as if one is sitting on one, bullying, bada beam, bada boom. But to assume that whoever mentions endure and you want to put him in the same category, I do think it's a straw man. You just want to be right because you can't find the people to blame. So you blame the closest thing that kind of looks like that.
Okay, so MLD, what do you recall of this?
I'm still waiting for that. Like, I don't get it. What was said that made you so upset?
This is the problem. So if we reverse the roles, if a woman addressed this, you're
Sorry,
like, you're
just
being
not
emotional.
gonna answer the question.
There is
Yeah.
nothing. I've
Why
said
don't
it like
you
5
answer the
times.
question?
I'm asking the question. Why are you so mad?
This is
She's
mad?
already said it.
Because
What do you,
what?
Fine.
what do you,
She
did.
he said,
already
you saying that he
explained it.
called you
No, she just said you called me fat, but provide a little more context. And everybody's like, yeah, she already said it. I'm like, come on. I mean, the guy is wrong for doing certain things, but hey, I just say, hey, go all the way and be honest. And I said what I said. I totally agree. But go push with this question. What did I say?
you fat and you're addressing
So
it.
just take accountability for it. Like, oh my bad, I was
Because
probably
he's
just slurring
talking
on
about
Hennessy.
women that they have to do X, Y, and Z and all this what they have to do.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't, treat women badly because they have to submit to you. And in Tokyo or whatever, they're so feminine and this and that. But it's here, you come here, and when there's women are making valid points and there are respectable women, you come in the chat and you fat shame or you go and make pieces about people or whatever it is that you want to do. At the end of the day, all that's being said is that, listen, if you're going to do those things, own up to it and then make your point about it. If you're going to do these things and you're not going to own up to it, and then what's the point? You're just what, bullying people?
What's up with, there's no integrity in what you stand on. Nowadays, you're running a space where men stand on principles and honor, but you see someone's face and you completely dismiss the fact that was disgusting. Disgusting. We're not in a Call of Duty lobby. I don't know you. It wasn't like I've said something to you. I said anything to you. I've stepped out of the combative space of the red pill stuff because of guys like you. And you prove my point to it. It's like, I don't know you. You don't have to do that, and that's fine. It's fine if I said, like, you're not my preference. I've never attacked you before.
Right.
But
I'm
again,
still waiting for what made you upset.
it's okay. Right now, we're going to call you the delusional girl.
All right, how about I just,
And we can just stick
you
to
wanna just
that.
leave? Because this is retarded.
No, I will.
Why would you leave?
You're
though?
upset
Why
because
would you
Wait,
leave?
let's-
you literally are. You're an example.
Can
for
somebody
men.
tell me what I
You're an
said that everybody's so
example for
upset
men
about that I'm
that
still
you
waiting
make
on?
content
what was the
for.
example that just
Okay,
to be clear?
I'll do the 3.
With how many minions have passed, this guy has been receiving a bunch of machine gun battle. I started at minute 50. This is 7 minutes. It took you 7 minutes of bashing the men over and over, switching between the ladies so they can recharge their energy. So you are going to explain it now. That's kind of stupid. That's just me. Even if he's wrong, the way you can't bash a person for 7 minutes and then be like, well, give me your response. I know you're gonna speak honestly and without frustration.
Was it 3? Nah, I'm pretty sure it was, is this chick supposed to be attractive? 1. 2, she's 40 pounds too heavy.
Yep.
XYZ, something about weight. I wouldn't listen to her. Like, you just went on a rant.
On what video? Maybe you said something very, very, very stupid and you deserve that straightforward comment. Maybe. I don't know.
How do you know that that was him, though?
Because it was his name with the check mark in the
Do
chat.
you recall doing that?
Producer. Oh,
guess so.
producers already know, so she has been informed. she knows. Oh man, teamwork, gangster ladies. You guys always together.
So
Okay,
you're
so
mad.
now you recall.
You're mad because I said you're
But you
40
see-
pounds overweight. I'm on every chat. I'm in Fresh and Fit. You know how it is when you're a streamer. You're in all these chats. I did like 6 shows in the last 6 days.
So just say sorry.
So just own up to being a
wait, I
piece of
don't-
shit.
Well, no. So I'm not. So first of all, I'm not a piece of shit.
You don't
So
think that's
talk to
piece
me
of
like
shit
that.
behavior?
Okay, don't talk to me like that. All right.
you're
Secondly,
upset.
all right, I said what I said. I do think maybe you were 40 pounds overweight.
Sure.
So what's wrong with that?
So he admitted that he goes in a lot of chats and he writes stupid stuff. That's why I never write stupid stuff, because I know it will come back and bite you in the ass. A lot of people have forgotten how it feels to get punched. And yeah, he's getting punched by a lot of ladies emotionally. Endure.
We can match each other's energy. All I had to say was you need to like own up to your shit, because it's weird that you
I
would
just
face
did.
me. Yeah, after like pulling teeth. Are you good?
No, after you talking over me and freaking
This was
trauma
all-
dumping
Did I say
live
that?
on the
I don't know what I said.
show.
See what I said? I don't know when you
pick
know what I
these
said.
words and like you throw them on people. But if I acted the way you act, you would demonize me. If I literally attacked you the way you attacked me, if I said the things that's disrespectful. If another man said the shit that you said to me, oh, that's fighting words. But yet a woman says it to you, oh, she's being dramatic, she's masculine, she's emotional. But
I have been in spaces like that are kind of weird. True. But hey, I don't think they're fighting words. I just call it out. And some people apologize and some people don't. Move on. This is my experience.
I didn't call you
but
any of those
where's
things.
the vein coming out of my neck that I'm so triggered right now that, oh, she's mad? I think it's disgusting that you act the way. It's so like,
You might seem not angry, but when he keeps saying one quote and you apply 5 sentences, yes, I do believe you're angry, but you control it way better.
unattractive and not manly, but yet you sit here and shame women. Oh, I can't wait to go back to Japan. I just think there again, you're leading a bunch of cows to follow you, and you're like, yeah, this is how men should act. That's not how men in my family and in my life act, and it's so unattractive that you think that's normal. So you are part of the problem in the West, is what I'm basically saying.
Okay.
It's not true, because my wife, with all the things that she's doing, just like a high value woman, is very, very, very feminine. And I think the only reason a lady can feel feminine is when she feels safe. And she personally just decided, I don't want to earn more, because 1, I want to be with the family. 2, I want to be around you. 3, even if I earn all the money, I want to spend the money that I have right now with you so we can do things together. So it's all about the choices that you make, because you can remove your own feminine. So stop blaming people, because you choose to be around those people, and sadly, it can affect you.
So let's try to put a silver lining on this thing. This came out.
Fucking Christ.
How should he have acted, in your opinion?
We walked in the green room. All you had to do was say, hey, no hard feelings. I was just on the little juice a little bit. I was tripping. My bad. I would have been like, all right, bro. Like, all fair is word. That's fine. I would have dropped it. But the fact that you walk in the room, you don't address it, you sit here, it's like awkward. And I'm like,
True.
this is how, again, people like you want women to submit to this garbage nonsense.
I have, and I can say, hey, you saw me in the back. We could have talked about it. We could have cleared the air, but you didn't. You decided to come over here and add it at the end of the show because you will be holding it all the time. I'm like, bruh. But I don't like the idea that you want to gang up on somebody when you were holding something in, when you had an opportunity to talk about it in a calmly fashion. But hey, it's for the views. It's for the views. She talked to the producer, so that's it.
And you're, well, women are not submissive. Why would I submit to that type of activity? I mean, again, this is showbiz. That's fine.
You're totally entitled to that. I'll give you, you know.
I didn't even know who she is when I was in the waiting
Come
room.
That's the
on.
whole point.
Oh my God.
You forgot?
You are meant for the camera, my friend. You are something else. You don't know who she was when you were in the chat?
No.
No.
In the
it's
camera,
fine.
in the back room?
No, it's okay.
All right, well, how about this?
Oh my God.
Was there anything you would like to
just
take
exposed
back or
yourself. Good job.
apologize? Whatever you want.
No, not. I'm
Okay,
being
that's
treated
possible.
like that. Absolutely not. I'm not gonna be talked down to by like some child that has no decency to communicate with me in a respectful manner.
It starts with you. What
Okay.
man leads a relationship like that? You don't even
She's
have to
not
lead
talking
a
down,
general
though.
space.
You guys are better than me. You win. Cool. Next question, please.
Amazing.
Anyway,
She's not talking down to you. She's
you guys
addressing
good?
what was said.
Amazing.
You guys good? All right. I had like 3 more topics to get to, but I'm sitting in the middle of this like, holy shit. Anyway, I hope you guys, at least after the show, can hug it out. I don't know if that's possible.
I got a
Maybe
hard
blood
out at 6. I
vessel.
told you.
Okay, we
They
gotta get
have
going.
to endure.
Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this last segment. This came out of nowhere. This is live TV, ladies and gentlemen. I didn't
Yep.
expect that happening. But I hope you guys genuinely can figure this out after the show. No hard feelings. I understand where you're at.
Then we have Redo.
Hold on,
Destiny.
guys. As we're doing this, production team, real quick. I know we're wrapping up. MLD literally has to go. He's not walking off. No. He said at 6 o'clock he needed to hard out at 6 o'clock right now. MLD, final words before you run off. I don't want to go out like this. Anything you would like to say before you do?
I got nothing to say.
Red.
I'm out.
See? My point.
All right, brother.
I'll text you. Thank you. Sorry.
Of course, bro. Joey, let's make sure he gets out safely.
Why would you say that?
Oh, shit.
Wow. Anyway,
And we're the ones that get
He's
our
not having a
period.
good
guys,
week.
I'm just
saying.
listen, for the record, just so everyone's on the same page here, me and MLD are cool. We've got zero issues. He's always been super respectful.
No,
But at the
has
same
been.
time, you and I are also very cool. We've also been very respectful together. This is on you guys to
Yeah.
address publicly, privately, whatever.
In the relationship.
Keep going.
You can't divorce. That's not a real thing.
Even though it might be like physically abusive.
You got to endure. People are too.
You want to stick in the
People
relationship.
are
is it
just.
possible?
I mean, look,
people
I'm gonna be
nowadays
honest.
are just.
For anyone
Situation.
that might be in that situation, what would you recommend?
Okay,
Do you think
endure.
that-
I'll tell
would
you
they
what.
give up
I'll tell you
divorce?
what.
Endure.
It is such an extreme example that I can't give a prescription for what other people should do.
What about if
3 days later.
Because I guess what they're trying to say is like if a man is continuously beating a woman
They're
in
talking
a
about
relationship,
physical abuse, yeah.
right? So they're trying to say that I'm saying that if a man is continuously beating a woman in a relationship, that he
That
and
she should
her
stay.
should stay and endure the thing. That's not what I said at all.
So in his defense, the way he is saying in specific videos, it's like he's saying, well, I didn't mean it that we're going to have an MMA battle and we should normalize that between a man and a woman. Might be true. But the thing is, it came off in a very unique way. And then we find out there are even worse comments out there, especially when you have gangster comment like this, like also, how would you kill this? Haha. Personally, I think a good old-fashioned bludgeoning is the way to go. Big old monkey wrench to the head. So when you are a person with these gangster opinions and then you talk about endure and then you have to explain yourself about endure and then you have these comments around you, a lot of people are gonna look weird at you. It doesn't matter if you says I'm a born-again Christian, born-again Muslim, or born-again atheist, or born-again Hinduist. Whatever it is, it looks very, very, very bad. So all I can say about this guy, you have a bunch of fishy things around you. I would never trust you. I don't have a daughter, but I would advise anybody to be near you. My sons, no way I want them in the same chat room as you. And luckily, we'll see what's going to happen in the future because, hey, I have been wrong. Maybe I'm taking everything out of context. Help me. If you think I'm not, let me know your opinion. Let me know what you think about endure. Because to me, endure is just handling a relationship until somebody does this. And trust me, I've been hit in my face for the most stupid reason by ladies. And I endured it. And these were my friends. So I'm not sure how these ladies would think, hey, I'm your wife, I can do something more. And I've seen men do, oh, you lifted up your hands. Men, you should endure. That's what I keep hearing in Spain. When a lady is hitting a man, you need to take it. I actually included my wife in the summary. I asked her, what do you think about the situation in a relationship? She said relationships can be very toxic. They can go back and forth. And I asked her, should we endure? And her face just changed like, it depends really what you mean with endure. I know people that have endured maybe a hectic moment and a hectic slap, because in Spain people are very hectic, especially the ladies. They normalize hitting a man, and the man cannot even do this. And some men hit once because they're like, you have to stop, you can normalize this. And it's sad. But she recognized that once these situations happen, it can only happen once. And if community therapy or whatever is not handling the situation, she wouldn't even mention that word again. When I told her, aguantar, no. She was like, no, I will never do it to you. But she also admitted that, hey, she was a special lady and I had to endure. And she respects it. But she also admits she only did it once and I called her out. And it stopped and never again. That's all I was trying to say. Let me know your opinion. And my bad for the long video. Like, share, and the usual.